Howdy! The figure I was referring to at the end of my movie swindle video was Classics Mirage. So to the YouTube user called The Decide, you were right. He is one of the nicest figures from the line, as this review will prove. His alt form is an indie race car. It's designed close to the original G1 toy, but the proportions make it look very sleek overall. The colour scheme is pretty much G1 Mirage, whilst appropriate for a race car at the same time. The mould detailing is a little lacking, but the exhaust pipes, moulded at the rear here, are nice touches. Using decals was a good idea too, to help it make it look more realistic. Most of these reference several things in the Transformers universe, most obviously the Witwicky spark plugs printed on the rear fin. Finally, the Allegiance rub symbol is located here. So, whilst it doesn't do much, except roll along perhaps, it looks cool at least. The transformation is simple, like most classics, and it's also pretty nifty in that it creates the huge plus for the robot mode, which I'll get to in a bit. And that's him done. Mirage's robot mode is also great. The only real problem I have with it is the way the backpack sticks out at the top. But he has plenty of positives which more than make up for that. The proportions, even with the thin waist, are good and make him look very agile. His feet are a tad flat and floppy, but at least they stay on. His head is very nicely sculpted and close to the cartoon versions. The front fins of the car form some kind of handheld weapon, which doesn't really do anything. I suppose this was done to reduce the amount of extras in this mode, but it's still pretty weak. But perhaps the best thing about the robot form is the articulation. He's one of the most poseable figures I've got, and it's mainly due to his transformation that he's so articulated. I don't know if he's the most poseable Transformer of all time, but he's definitely in that neighborhood. Finally, more paint apps are revealed, such as on the arms, but there's still not much more detailing. Overall, Classics Mirage is one of those figures that look much better in person than in photos. He may be a bit anorexic around the waist, but with his excellent vehicle mode and his very articulated robot form, that's barely even worth mentioning. Highly recommended. The next review I'll do is of Siamese Tin from the Star Wars Transformers crossover. But until then, till all are one.